Firstly, after receiving the machine, find the two largest of the acrylic panels. Note that their holes are countersunk holes and flat holes. Flat holes side need to be placed opposite each other. Each plate needs to be secured with small fittings. Find the sheet metal components and screws shown in the illustration. Then use the shortest screws to attach the sheet metal to the acrylic panels. Make sure that the screws enter through the countersunk holes. Do not tighten the screws too much. Next, install the door hinge. Need to find 8 screws and nuts. And the 2 hinge plates. Place the hinge's flat holes against the sheet metal, with the countersunk holes facing upwards. Fasten the 2 hinges with the screws. Next, install the door panel. Firstly, attach the 3 spacers to the door panel. The long shim is in the center. The short shims are in the corners. Note that the countersunk holes in the shims also face upwards. Finally, use the screws and nuts to fix the shims. Next, install the door handle. Use the 2 longest screws to secure it. Install them through the countersunk hole. Finally, secure the door handle. There is one small piece of sheet metal left. Attach it to the opposite side of the doorknob. Thread the screws through the countersunk holes as well. Finally, fasten the door panel to the hinge. Make sure the door handle is facing upward. Make the holes in the door panel correspond to the holes in the hinges. Thread the screws through the hinge page. Finally, fix the door panel with nuts and screws. Next, install the door crossbar. Find 3 magnets and screws. Align the magnets with the holes. Then use the screws to fix the magnets. Next, use the crossbar to connect the 2 side panels. Make sure the magnets are facing outwards. Secure the beam with the screws. Then install an acrylic plate to the beam. There are U-shaped holes and round holes in the acrylic plate. Make sure that the U-shaped holes are in the cross beam, the round holes are in the sheet metal. Finally, use screws to secure it. Next, install the transparent shield, attach it to the area under the arc. Finally, mount the curved plate with the holes in the center. After the fixing is complete, assemble the door to the protective shell. Note that the door is attached to the shell on the side. There are 3 screws on each side. After assembling all the parts, check that all the screws are fixed. Use a Phillips screwdriver to fix them securely. Finally, align the door plate with the studs on the machine.